Hi everyone, welcome back to the Numbers and Cultures part of our Math CEO activity for this quarter. This video will be talking about Egyptian multiplication. Again, you talk about Egypt with your students. Students often know a lot about Egypt. Egypt's one of the more better known countries and cultures, at least in the US, in my experience. So you can ask students like, what's their favorite part about Egypt? What's their favorite Egyptian god? That would make quite a good conversation, I think. But yeah, talk about it and make that conversation your own. But let's talk about what sort of math is going on here. So this is the page out of the student workbook you've got. And again, as with everything, I do recommend you read the teaching guide for a little bit of explanation for what's going on here. So it borrows some ideas from like multiplication and division in like the Western style. And let's go ahead and do some examples and we can kind of see how this works. So you're given two numbers to multiply and this sort of table here. And so the idea that you want to do is you want to make copies or duplicates, I think is the language used in the student worksheet, of, and it's usually better to use the bigger numbers. You want to make duplicates of the bigger number. So we're going to make duplicates of 115. So one copy of 115 is, well, 115, okay? Two copies of 115, so 115 times 2, that gets us 230. 115 times 4, that gets us 460. 115 times 8, that should get us 920. And then times 16 gets us 1840. And then times 32, that gets us 3680. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I mean, these tables might be a little tedious to construct, but once you've got them, they're really useful. So how do we use this table we've just made to compute 21 times 115? Well, we want to break up 21 using these numbers here. So 21, well, 32 doesn't go into 21, so I can't use 32, but I can use a 16. I can use 16 plus, and when I do 21 minus 16, I'm left with, what's that, 5? Okay, so I have a 4. I can't use 8, it's too big. I have a 4 though, so I can do plus 4. And then when I do, 5 minus 4, that gets me 1. And then there is a 1 in this table right there, so I can use 1. And so for 21 times 115, we're going to do 115 times 16 plus 115 times 4 plus 115 times 1. There we go. We're using this sort of 16 plus 4 plus 1 decomposition of 21 that we've made. And then we use this table. This is where the table comes in to figure out this multiplication. So we have 115 times 16. We computed that. That's 1840 plus 115 times 4. We computed that. That's 460 plus 115 times 1, which is just 115. And then it's a matter of doing the arithmetic to add all these up. But I think when you do that, you get 2415. But you should double check me on that. Make sure you believe me.